So this here, in one of our previous rainstorms and wind, this basically off-kiltered this tree. And the funny thing about this is, yesterday we were planning to cut this down. The chain popped off of the chainsaw, and I was like, you know what? It's not really urgent need because there's no wind coming, and we have time to fix it. So, lesson learned.
So here's our fence, and here's the hole.
Don't procrastinate. And now, on some of our previous videos, if you have watched, I did mention on one of the key points of homesteading in regards to fencing is to make sure that your fence line is clear, because in storms it helps prevent, you know, mishaps happening on. Now this tree,
literally trees collapsing on fences,
yeah,
is why you want to keep that tree line clear.
And we do pretty good. Most times we have at least 6 feet. So this one was way back there. Let's take a peek at how far it was actually.
Nope, you're not talking to the camera, so you're not talking.
So let's see how far, so this was quite far, so that's over 6 feet actually. It's probably closer to 10 feet away. Now, one of our other storms that we had, we were very lucky, and it took down one tree. Now that one tree was over there, and, oh, actually it might be that stump right there.
Yep. That
we cut, that it's kind of snapped. Now I think because this is also a where water runs, it weakened it. We've had so much rain in 2023 that the ground is just saturated, which is really unfortunate when you have wind, because it can pull those trees out a lot easier. So this one is a 3 tree and definitely kicking myself because we actually had a plan yesterday. We were going to take down this section of the fence because this way we could cut it, it could fall this way, and then we chop it up, move it, and then put the fence back.
Yeah, we're literally going to open it up right where it fell.
Yeah, so I guess originally our plan worked. We just should have acted on it. Now, what the plan is for this, because pine trees is very good for animals, is we're actually going to strip all these limbs, and then we're going to pull the log part back in here, and then they'll graze on this, and this is really good for them. They really love the bark this time of year too, and the pine needles and everything else. So they'll clean that up, and then whenever it's done, we'll have all of these bare limbs left, and then we'll burn them to kind of clean up. So this is project 1 of today. Project 2, because of the rain, it overflowed our stream and weakened all of the posts that keep the pigs inside. So what I will have to do today as well is I'm actually going to create a new pig pen. It's going to be a little small for the next week or two, and move them in just so that they're safe. So that's project number 2 today. Project number 3, we have up here some damaged fence that we've had for a while. I put pallets up and kind of tied it, but with the last couple of winds, it moved the pallets, and fencing only works until they realize they are able to get at it.
So that's the fencing close to the emu right now. Is that the line you mean? Yep,
yeah,
behind the emu. Yep, okay.
Our main line, which is the important line because it's what keeps them contained.
Right.
So I have to repair that entire back side and front side.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some damage. I have been procrastinating. I just kind of put pallets up, but now that they know that they can just bump the pallets, and then the wind is moving the pallets, I have to repair that today. So,
like, to put it in perspective, I guess the lesson of this message is fencing is an ongoing thing. Don't think you're going to just put up a fence and it's going to stay.
Yeah.
It's constant maintenance. At least with like linked fence, wind isn't always a problem. Not with the fence directly itself, but it is with trees. Now, one thing we didn't mention, this breakage here actually leads to another contained area. Mm-hmm. So we're lucky. They can't get out through here just because they would just be trapped in the next area.
Yeah.
But the front fence, like we were just talking about, that does open up. Yeah. So that's something that needs to be done.
Working on too, and I was trying to figure out a project. Now, it's in my mind, and I am not a construction-minded person. So we're going to see how it works out. But what I'm trying to do is actually kind of make like a head feeder, like you would see in more of the commercial barns where they stick their head through and eat for grain, just because they all feel like they always have to eat out of the same bucket, which breaks the bucket, and then I'm out of feed buckets, and the cost is just, you know, it's like about $10 to $20 per container. For all of these animals, so it just gets unfeasible. So I'm going to try to make a trough in the front so that I can put their grain in and they can just go nuts. The trick is going to be sheep and goats are going to want to eat it at the same one, so I have to accommodate horns while also keeping sheep inside. So it's going to be interesting. So that's our project for today.
Perfect. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to get to it. So, yeah, this is just one of the things that happens with fences. It never stops.
Even when you do everything you possibly can, Mother Nature can throw something at you. Like today, I was only going to, you know, I was going to do some inside stuff. I was going to make some more goat milk soap. I was going to, you know, kind of love everybody, maybe draft up some plans for our expansion, just basically take a Sunday relaxing day. And instead, I am probably going to be out here until about dark or until I give up and think that it's going to be kind of safe enough for the night. So this here I'm probably just going to chop down, but right now they don't think they can go through, so it's safe enough.
Yeah.
And then there's a few weak spots that I have to fix, but it's an ongoing thing. One of the tools that I really like and I'm using a lot today is the post pounder. You can actually check back in some our really old video when we were actually doing some fencing, and we showcased some of my favorite tools. So it was a post pounder, the post starter pole, don't know what it's called, it's like a giant heavy crowbar, you know, my fencing gun and my fencing tool. So those are all things that if you don't have them, you're going to want them, because you are going to have to do maintenance, and these are going to make it a lot easier. Very cost effective, because we don't always have an auger, you don't always have a tractor to do these things for you, so you have to kind of do it on the cheap and easy, and this is very cheap and easy, and I can use all of those things. So it's kind of, doesn't matter who you are, you'll be able to use them for the success of your farm. So I'm going to get back to my fencing. So hope you like this little wake up call on a Sunday. There's no relaxing for me because we're fencing.
Okay.
That's it.